On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'm honored to present Leocadia I, the 9th president of Agnes Scott College.
I am so thrilled to welcome you here today. It is wonderful to look out into this audience and see so many friends. While many of you are new friends, I am fortunate to have several of you in my life for a long time. Here at Agnes Scott, we talk a great deal about journeys. It has been a joy these past few weeks to reflect on the journey that brought me here. It starts, of course, with my parents. They're no longer with us, but their lessons will always be with me. They are responsible for my work ethic, which many on campus have already experienced, from my emails at all hours, to my insistence on reading everything, to the long list of questions I bring to every meeting. Yes, it's all their fault. However, they also instilled in me the importance of respecting everyone, of working to ensure fairness for all. My siblings and I knew that carrying out my parents' lessons of respect and fairness was best done in the work of shaping young minds, work that now brings all three of us incredible joy. My brother Frank is an award-winning high school principal. My sister Mary is an outstanding math coach and national board certified teacher. So yes, I've taken some detours through law and economic development, but they like to point out that I finally found my way home. And then there's Ken, the best long-distance husband anyone can ask for. From adjunct teaching to tackling Black Diamond ski slopes, Ken has been my partner in so many adventures. And while we may see each other only a few days a week, he is always, always there for me. And there are so many of you who've had a hand in today. My sister-in-law, Pat, and brother-in-law, Leo. Thank you for joining our family. My siblings from my own women's college, Mount Holyoke, Mary, Ann, and Betsy. Together, we, just like our Scotties, dreamed of changing the world. Paul, Mary, and Susan, and the rest of the friends from Minslevin, where we sharpened our skills and became lifelong friends. Farah and Lynn, and the other leaders of the Women in Public Service Project, whose ambitious goals are inspiring more women around the world to lead. Eno, Clark, Devin, and the whole team at USTDA, the best agency in the federal government. These amazing people actually do change the world in ways large and small every day. I want to thank all of you for making my journey possible. I am thrilled that you are here today. Mostly, I'm thrilled that you get to experience Agnes Scott for yourselves. I hope that each of you picked up your passport, and I hope everyone in the audience got one too, this wonderful passport, to our campus. We love welcoming visitors to our college. I always enjoy seeing their reactions. As many of you know, we recently hosted our annual Writers' Festival. One of our distinguished guest authors, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, told us a story about his time here on campus. He described how after a long trip from California, he woke up the next morning to the sound of laughter. He told us in a soft voice, "There's magic on this campus." He was right. There is magic here. I see it every day. I've seen it from the beginning. From the moment I first saw this campus, it felt like home. From the moment I first met all of you, the faculty, the staff, current students, and alumni, I felt a connection. From the first day I started to serve as president, I knew that everyone was right. This place is special. And on each of the 399 days since then, something has happened to remind me of that. Often, it's more than one thing. During this first year, I've met alumni in Georgia, both Carolinas, Tennessee, Florida, Colorado, Washington, D.C., New York City, and California. I've heard these Scotties tell stories of their time on campus, and with each story, I sense their love for the college and its traditions. And in many cases, I've seen firsthand where Agnes Scott has brought them. I've enjoyed many firsts: my first senior convocation, Black Hat Week, Founders Day, and sophomore ring ceremony. I signed the Honor Pledge along with the first-year students. And I joined Instagram so that I could follow those students on their journeys, which took them to over 300 of them to 16 far-flung places. I found that there is no better company than our students. Scotties, I've heard you sing, I've watched you dance, I've joined you in preparing meals for the needy, sat in awe while you recited your own poetry, and nodded proudly while you spoke out about vital issues like immigration, human trafficking, and climate change. And yes, there have been tears of joy and pride. I've seen firsthand how you lead. You lead with kindness, with compassion, with respect. You lead on this campus and off of it. You lead everywhere. And you have inspired me to reflect on how I want to lead. So, in addition to the one that I have taken, I've come up with my own honor pledge. I've identified a few principles that will guide me, that I'll live by as your president. In a way, these principles mirror the themes that emerged at this year's Founders Day. I want to respect our past, make the most of our present, and invest in our future. First, I want to honor where we've been. This college has an incredible, rich history and wonderful traditions. Over the last 130 years, it has produced some inspiring alumni: Georgia's first female Rhodes Scholar, several award-winning artists, one of whom will be our commencement speaker this year, CEOs of major corporations, the team that beat Princeton in the 1966 College Bowl. Sorry, Paul. Doctors, lawyers, public officials. Oh, yes, and did I say lawyers? We honor those individuals when we come together to participate in our beloved traditions, from Black Hat to the ring ceremony to ringing the bell. We are where we are today. We are who we are today because of them, because of the visionary leadership of the 8 presidents who came before me, and of course, because of the unwavering support they received from our Board of Trustees. Please join me in thanking them for the solid foundation that they've given to us. Honoring our heritage means preserving our past. If you walk around campus, and again, I hope you do, you'll notice we've renovated Rebecca Hall. We restored it to its former glory and left it a bit better than we found it. With its energy efficiency design, Rebecca Hall became our first LEED Platinum building. We're not just honoring the past, we're doing it in a modern, sustainable way. By blending the past, present, and future, we're living up to the reputation for innovation. But we must do the same thing for the most iconic building on campus, Main Hall. All right. We want it to be the place where people can reflect on where they've been, how much we've grown, and where we're going. That is why we have accelerated our campaign for Maine. This work will be more than a renovation. It's a testament to those who have gone before us, our sisters, our mothers, our wives, our classmates, our friends. One thing I've seen, both in former Scotties and current Scotties, and some of you have heard me say it before, is that you all have the same spirit. No matter what year you graduated or which residence hall you live in now, one thing is consistent. You are amazing. You're passionate and poised, fierce and funny. You respect and cherish our traditions. Above all, you are leaders, right here on this campus and in all of the communities to which you belong. That's why my second goal is to be present for our Scotties. My biggest and most important responsibility is making sure that they have the tools they need to reach their full potential. Our students enroll here because they trust us as educators, as counselors, as administrators. They trust us to give them more than just a degree. They trust us to teach them how to creatively interpret, engage, and navigate the world, and how to change it for the better. In order to do that, we have to ask ourselves an important question. How do we support our Scotties as they learn to become leaders in a global society? I believe the answer is Summit. And for that, I have to thank my predecessor, Elizabeth Quiche, as well as the faculty, staff, and board of trustees. Please join me in thanking them for their inspired vision and leadership. I know many of you are aware of Summit. Many of you are living Summit. But for those who are not familiar with Summit, it is Agnes Scott's signature experience, which focuses on leadership development and global learning. It reimagines the liberal arts curriculum and provides for education inside and outside the classroom. Each student has a board of advisors, including peer, faculty, and career advisors, who guide the student throughout the 4 years. Each student graduates with a strong digital portfolio. And each Scottie in the first year takes a faculty-led one-week journey to places such as Ghana, Morocco, Northern Ireland, the Galapagos, and the Navajo Nation. It's one of my favorite things to talk to our Scotties about. They light up when they describe the places they saw, the people they met, and the life lessons they have learned. Through these experiences, our students become more engaged in this increasingly interconnected world and better equipped to lead it. Summit has been recognized for innovation and by the U.S. News and World Report named Agnes Scott the #1 most innovative liberal arts college in the United States. But just because we're #1 doesn't mean that we are done. The world is always changing, so we have to change too. We have to keep innovating. As a result, we are surveying both current and prospective students to see what resonates with them and what we can do better. I am extremely proud of our faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly this year to identify and strengthen the Summit curriculum and experience for our students. It is essential that we give our Scotties a curriculum that teaches them to lead. It is just as essential that we give them a welcoming, multicultural environment that helps them become their best selves. In this regard, we must continue to strive for equity and inclusion across our campus and beyond. Together, These things allow our students to do what they have come here to do, to change the world. This work, honoring our heritage, being present for our students, leads me to my final goal, investing in our future. A big part of that is preparing our students for their futures. I just spoke about the trust our Scotties and their families place in us. One of the things we must do is to set our students up for success once they leave this campus. There is so much chatter today about the value of liberal arts education. Well, I know that every Agnes Scott alumni recognizes that value. But we have to spread the word about the importance of thinking critically, writing effectively, and speaking persuasively. And oh yes, the importance of math, science, and coding too. Just a few weeks ago, we saw and heard several students ringing the bell. One to announce her acceptance to medical school. Another was celebrating admission into a PhD program. A few more were announcing that they had landed exciting jobs. It's clear that we're preparing our students to succeed. We have to continue to help them make the connections between the education that they have here and the education they will receive after they leave here, whether that is in graduate school, on the job, or whatever it is that they choose to do. Our internship and career development team, along with our faculty, do a phenomenal job at this. But all of us can help to amplify those efforts. That's why we plan to forge stronger ties to not-for-profits, businesses, educational institutions, and other organizations. We want to develop effective partnerships across Decatur, across Atlanta, across the entire country that will help our students succeed after they graduate. Another way to support our students and demonstrate the value of their education is by ringing the bell. I don't mean actually climbing up the bell tower and physically ringing it, although I have to admit I'm truly tempted. I mean that as your president, it is my job to ring the bell every day. There are so many things I can and do tell people about Agnes Scott. That we're the most innovative liberal arts college, that we're second in undergraduate teaching, that we're first in social mobility. But mostly, I tell them about you, our students and our alumni, our faculty and our staff. I share your stories, whether you're a current student or graduated in the class of 1949. I tell them how special Agnes Scott is. I tell them how special you are. I've been fortunate to experience many unforgettable moments in my life and in my career. I attribute most of them to the education I received at both Mount Holyoke and Northeastern University. But I have to say, today's inauguration will always be in my heart. I promise you that I will treasure this opportunity, that I will love Agnes Scott as much as you do, that I will always remember the trust you have placed in me. I ask you that you also remember the trust that I have in you, because I know I can't accomplish any of these things alone. I know that we have to work together if we're going to build a future worthy of our students, worthy of our legacy. With your help, I'll honor that legacy. I'll carry on our beloved traditions. I'll nurture our students. I'll do everything I can to help them become the leaders and global citizens they are meant to be. And I will ring that bell every chance I get. Thank you all so much for sharing this special day. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee, for sharing your enthusiasm and devotion for the college. I know you have come to love this place as much as we do, and we are so excited about the future and can't wait to see where you will lead us. Our future is very bright indeed. Our program is about to conclude, but we will continue the celebration with a reception in the Woodruff Quad, and then we'll also have another big party tonight in this tent here. So we ask that after the recession, you all kind of make your way to the reception, and so that we can turn this event space quickly into our dance party. I mean, this is a priority. We close this ceremony with gratitude and heartfelt thanks to all of you for attending this special day. Please stand for the singing of our college hymn, God of the Marching Centuries. And please remain standing for the benediction by Dr. Ollie Wagner. Thank you.
I'm the son of an son-in-law of the Agnes Scott alumni, Lois Dryden Hasty, Kingsport, Tennessee, class of 1954. All right. I've been a host family for 10 years of fantastic Scotties who come to us from abroad. A member of the Board of Visitors. I've been an enthusiastic supporter of the college and its mission. I, like you, am optimistic about the future under the leadership of President Lee Zack, and it's my privilege now to send you forth to lead everywhere with a charge from an ancient Israelite prophet, followed by, did you hear the bagpipes earlier, a Celtic blessing. And though this is for all of you, President Zack, it's especially for you, so would you stand by my side? What does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God? Faith to uphold you, love to enfold you, laughter to light up each day, smiles on your faces, goodness and graces. For all these blessings, we pray on this beautiful day. Let the people say, Amen.
Amen.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful.